Hello. Okay. Sorry about that. There was a second there that, for some reason, my microphone is not working. So I'm having, like, I have an external mic and it isn't working. So I'm having to use my computer's built in microphone. And I don't know how that's going to go, but let's rewind and start from the beginning. My name is Jules. My pronouns are he, him. I am, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. For the people who are new here, I am a professional commercial food photographer and stylist, and soon to be published cookbook author. And this week, we are celebrating the fact that I finished the not rough, but still considered a rough draft of the manuscript for my cookbook. The manuscript is due. I have to send it to my editor at my publisher on March 1st. So, beginning on Monday, I'm going to be going through a printed copy for people who ask who still uses printers. Authors use printers because we have to print off our manuscripts, and it's how you find errors better. So I have to print off the manuscript and go through it with a red ink and or a red pen and find mistakes to do a preliminary edit before it goes to my editor for 3 rounds of edits with my editor or with my publisher before it goes to design and layout in the summer, which is, I mean, it's happening very, very soon. So today we're celebrating that, and I think what I'm going to be doing today, I didn't stream the last couple weeks because, one, I was working on getting the manuscript finished for my December, not December, we're in February, my February 14th deadline, and I was also sick. So, I mean, this whole, yeah, I didn't get any shoots done. I did finalize the recipe list. I did finish my edits. But I am, none of this got done because I was sick. And I decided to pause on my, where are we? I decided to pause on my shooting schedule. I did finish developing all the recipes. I did finish picking the 50 recipes that will be in the cookbook. I haven't done any shooting in a while, but I can catch that up because I have 15 shots already done out of 40 to 50 that the publisher needs. So, and the images aren't due until April 1st. So today what I think I'm going to be doing is I am going to be planning, next week I have a focus of things I need to do. There's a couple recipes that I just need to double check a couple things regarding cook times and methods because it's been a while since I cooked them. So I'm back. This is all the shots I still have to do. All these are done. Punch list is done. I'm getting really down, or I'm hitting away at all these little nitpicky things that still need to be done. So this week, there's 5 recipes that I need to, as I am printing off the book and editing it, reading it, I'm cooking things, and these are 5 things this week that I need to prioritize, and I can also shoot 3 of them. So it'll be prioritize or let me try and gather my thoughts here. It's a mixing of double checking that these recipes are working the way that they're supposed to, and then 3 of them are shoots. So what week are we on? The 14th. I think so. Yeah, on Monday is going to be Montana. Jiru. Oh, I have to tell you a story. So, you know how the Uni Jetstream is meant for the Hobonichi, and if you buy the Hobonichi like pack, you get it from Hobonichi. The multi-pen, well, another thing that happened, my multi-pen was a victim of one of my beagles. A thing about beagles, they are great dogs, but they are also super intelligent. And if you are not doing what they want you to do, and you're taking too long answering to them, they will they will do things to get your attention. And one of my beagles, Archer, his latest thing to get my attention is to grab my pens and eat them. So he's eaten this, which I can only get from Hobonichi, which is, I mean, yeah, no, that's not happening. So, I mean, he has destroyed a bunch of my Tombow brush pens. And the thing about this, the funny thing about this, is, let me see if I can, so, here we go. This is supposed to be like a really, really light gray. You can barely see it. But on the side where he, like, devoured the lid and it's not completely sealed, it actually has the effect now that this gray side is actually darker, which is totally screwing up my color scheme, and there's no place to buy these individually that I can find in Canada. And I know I can buy them from jet pens in the United States, but I don't want to pay a bajillion dollars for shipping and exchange and all the other stuff, tariffs. So, yeah, I mean, he's done this to a bunch of these. He ate some of my mild liners, the gray ones that I use. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So yeah, let's go back to planning my shooting week. Or not my shooting week. Well, it is shooting and editing. Let's go back to what else do I have to do next week. Let's do the matzo meal on Tuesday. And this is going to help me create my shopping list for next week. Oh, wait, you know what? I also want to do on Tuesday. I think I'm going to... You know what? I think... Because this is an easy thing. What else do I have to do on Monday? One of these days, I also want to cook, because I bought the stuff for it already. I need to cook some matzo. Oh, it's Andrew. It's overflowing. Sorry, one of my aquariums is overflowing, and so I'm having to get my partner to deal with it. So, okay, so matzo meal, but I also want to, if you hear noise in the background, it's just because one of my aquariums is literally overflowing. And there's water coming off the back because it's not draining properly into, anyways. You have to excuse the noise. It's never a dull moment. But when you have fish tanks and 2 dogs and 2 cats, there's always something happening. So I think also what I want to try to do is I want to start cooking on Monday some matzo ball soup. And this is, matzo ball soup is a multi-day process. So I start cooking it on Monday, and this will go all the way to Wednesday, is the cook for that. And then some poxy, which is, I'm not even pronouncing it properly, but it is, poxy is a Polish donut. And I also need to do my sweet potato hash on Thursday. Actually, I'm going to switch these around. Put that here and this there. The reason for that, Ziggy stop, is because my squash that I have for this may not be good enough. I have to freeze them or something. And then, oh yeah, Pakora on Friday. So that is, let's see if I can plan the rest of this month out. What I'm also going to be doing, because I have to shoot plus, so this is a cook plus shoot, cook plus shoot, and this is a cook plus shoot. Oh, this is a cook plus shoot as well. So, yeah, let me see if I can see what else I have to shoot, and I think I'm going to pencil in my shooting schedule, because it will make things a lot easier if I can kind of brainstorm it now and see how this is gonna work. And I want to like get things that take a long time to cook and take a lot of spoons, and have those what's the word I'm looking for? I'm yeah, with the aquarium overflowing behind me and just getting over an illness, my brain is a little bit scattered, and now like all the dogs are like, what is going on here? They're trying to join me in journaling. Like things are kind of happening right now. Yeah, so what I'm shooting for the cookbook, I'm trying to do a mix of recipes that are really really super easy, because when it comes to days that you're cooking or shooting, you have to cook, and then you have to style, and then you have to shoot, and then you have to edit, and it takes a lot of time to do all those things. So I have to organize this in such a way that I can manage and not overwhelm myself. And so I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 25 more images I have to shoot. And a lot of these things that I already had, like I already have, like paneer is one, and I already have that cooked, and it's frozen in the fridge. I just have to defrost it, cut it, shoot it. It's easy. And what I want to do is I want to do a mix of like easy one day, something a little bit more difficult the next day, and go back and forth. And so the sweet potato hash. So let's go. I think I want to do here on this week. I'll do my pencil in. Also, another thing to mention is that while I'm shooting, I have found that so January I was really sick twice, where I got so ill it required a trip to the emergency room. And so, and part of the reason I think is that I tend to overdo it and not give myself enough rest, which wears down my immune system even more, which makes me more predisposed to infection. So what I'm going to be doing from now until April 1st to give myself a break is I'm only going to be doing the live plan with me's every other week, so that I have one Saturday off. Like if we were, I have to do a flip through um, of January, but like let's go to my um, there was a couple days in January where I just had to take the Saturday off. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, because I just needed a mental health day. And I had stuff planned, and I just decided last minute, it's like, no, I can't. I'm tired. I have this manuscript I have to get done. And so I've decided that, yeah, every other day, or every other week, until April 1st, when all the shooting is done, and I have, let's look at my schedule again for that. If we can find it here, yes. So these are all shoot days for February. So yeah, from April 1st to the 15th is when my publisher and editors are going to be reviewing my manuscript and making it's like a document that they create that has like edit notes. They're gonna let me know if they think there's something missing, things they think need to be cut, and then we start the 3 rounds of revisions for copy edits from the 15th of April all the way through to June 15th. That's how long they think it's gonna take for editing of the cookbook. But so yeah, I have these 2 weeks off, and then we'll see, I think in April, how I am feeling all the way until June as the copy edit process is happening. And then once the copy edits are over, I don't have anything for July or August, because that is when the cookbook is going to be with the design team, and they're going to be designing it. And then I get the very first uncorrected proof back somewhere around September 15th. And we have 1 round of proofreading and edits, and it's also, well, is it this time? Oh yeah, no, so then another round, so and then I get, that happens until the first week of October, and then I get a week off, and then another week off as it goes back to the design team for them to fix anything, and then another round, another uncorrected proof, and then during round 2 is also when I have to create the index for the cookbook, and then another week off, and then the final edits. And somewhere in here I get to see my cookbook cover and approve that, and then I get the first proof in my hand, like the first actual corrected copy, the copy that will be going to reviewers, and all that other stuff in December, and then April 2023 publishing date. So that's all to say that at least from now until April, every other week, it's only going to be every other week that I'm doing the live plan with me, because I have realized with chronic health conditions and with disability, and how much work is actually it actually takes to do a cookbook when you're also shooting it and doing the photography, as well as the writing, as well as the editors, as well as the styling. I just don't have the energy to do everything. And that's what being a spoonie is all about. So I'm adjusting my live streams accordingly. I mean, I still have to, what are we at? We're at February 12th, and I still have to shoot my January flip through. Look at how thick the daily, let's see if I can do this. You can see. I mean, it got pretty thick. I mean, the January is just as thick as the next 5 months that are unused. So I can't wait to do that. But so yeah, it's a thing I still have to do. What are we doing? Yeah, let's go back to penciling in all goes well if wishes were dreams, and this is why where penciling comes in. Wishes were dreams. This is how I want to, okay, pencil in the rest of my shoots. So, dum biryani. And then let's go items. Oh yeah, must have items. It's easy. I already have that sketched out. And the lists, and I mean that was supposed to be shot. I had this on my shoot list for I think sometime in January or beginning of February, and I still haven't done it because I had it like this was going to be a thing that I was going to shoot on a Saturday, and then by the time I'm done the live stream, I'm so tired that I was like, I do not want to be dragging my equipment from where I'm filming to my studio and then set everything up. And it's just like I have energy for one or the other, live stream or shoot. So, yeah. And then let's go something that's kind of like, can take some time, may not take some time. Oh, I have to shoot a roast chicken. I mean, it's easy to cook, but here's the thing with shooting a roast bird, whether it be duck, goose, chicken, turkey, whatever. There is a trick and some magic to the way that you cook it so that when you shoot it, it looks good. And in my cookbook, the roast chicken recipe is actually 3 different ways of cooking it. One traditional way in the oven, the second is doing it in the Instapot, and the third is doing it rotisserie style in an air fryer oven type thing. And for the shooting of it, I'm actually going to try in 2 different ways. First, like cooking it in the rotisserie, because you get better browning that way. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to cook it in the Instapot and then brown it in the Ninja. Because I have a Ninja Foodie, which is... Anyways, I'm going to try it lots of different ways to be able to get it camera perfect. And with chicken or turkey or like poultry, you have to undercook it so it stays plump and so the skin doesn't like start to do the shrivel thing. You undercook it till it's the perfect brown but still plump. You shoot it and then you finish cooking it and eating it. So that's going to be a full production, and it may actually take multiple attempts of cooking before that gets done. And then what else do I want to? Oh, shoot. I need to freeze the cauliflower that I have for this because you don't even know what I'm talking about. I have a recipe that is like cauliflower, chickpeas, potatoes, peas, I already have the cauliflower for that. I tried cooking this. I cooked it the other week with the intention to shoot it, but I screwed up when I was cooking it, and by the time it was done, it was too mushy because I left it in the Instapot and too long. And so when you're cooking in an Instapot, the food continues to cook as the pressure is being released. And there are certain things that you have to quick release at a specific time if you do not want to overcook. And this is one of those dishes. So I do have to remember, I'm going to make a note of that right now. Things I need to do today. Freeze cauliflower. Let's just do that. I can't even remember how to spell right now. Today. Okay, oops. Back to planning my shoots. What are you all planning? What are you working in? Are you journaling? Are you sketching? Are you doodling? Are you arting? How was your week? can you believe that this month is like halfway done? What kind of crazy nonsense is that? Let's see, where am I? So that's easier. No, it's something that's somewhat complicated. Where am I? Let's see. Oh, I want to do Thai red curry. Yes, Thai red curry. And then on the 28th, wait, so today's the 12th. I'm not doing a live stream next Saturday, so we have to put something in that Saturday as well. Let's try for, well, I'm going to do my spices on that day. Easy peasy. Yeah, spices. There's the beginning of the cookbook. There's, I want to say 10 recipes that are spice mixes, or like bases for things like herb butter, matzo meal. What else do I have? I mean, paneer. Paneer. Anyways, like things that are used in masalas, different things that are used throughout the cookbook, and its own chapter, which is pretty much the only chapter in the cookbook that is anything near like a traditional cookbook, how it's laid out, and nobody wants to see. I mean, even though, let me see if I can quickly flip to it. I mean, this is how I shoot spices. And even though, I mean, this by itself, this is a neat image, but the spices section would basically be 10 images or whatever of like this, and that's redundant, and it doesn't really add any value to the cookbook. So what we are doing is we're going to be doing a 2-page spread image that has like all the stuff in that one, well, most of the stuff in that one image for that section, because yeah, hummus, that's another one. So yeah, so let's do that on that day. I lost my spot again. What else do we have to do? Oh, you know what I haven't made in a long time? I think I want to make the pho on the 28th. And then words due on the 1st. What else do you want to cook that week? You know what? I think what I'm going to do is my paneer is, I think I want to do the spices and the paneer on the same day, but then I have to cook the paneer afterwards, so you can't defrost it and then freeze it again, but we'll see. And then, so we got pho. Oh, you know what? That just reminds me of something. I have some ingredients that I bought. This is why I pencil in. I have a bunch of squash that I need to cook soon before they go bad. So I'm going to do my Thai squash soup on this day. Squash soup. Okay, back here. And then let's do that Thai red curry on the 1st instead. I'm going to put film. I'm just going to put some F's here for now so I know which days are, so 26th, 5th, 12th, F, and then F. And the images are due on the 1st, so what else do I have to photograph? Go back to my punch list. We're now into March. What else do we have to do? What else is hard? And then by hard, I mean takes a lot of time and prep to do. Some things aren't really all that difficult. Refried beans. Do I wanna? But I have. Am I shooting the refried beans? I don't think so. I don't have it on the list to shoot. I don't think. So pantry chili soup. That's gonna be the last one actually. Penang. Sorry, I'm just looking through this. I do not have refried beans on my shot list, but I think it's because I have another. Yeah, nobody needs to see refried beans, I don't think. So, I mean, the publisher may change their mind, and they may be like, hey, Jules, we're missing a picture of the refried beans. But that also is why we have, like, the editing process. So it's be like, this picture doesn't work. Let's do something else. I think what I want to cook that day is, let's do, where am I? Let's do the breads on this day. The second, I have I have a bunch of bread recipes, bread machine recipes, and I'm doing, because again, there's only so many images of loaves of bread someone wants to look at. There's no value in putting multiple images that look same but different. So I'm just doing like all the loaves in one image. And then let's do hamburger stew on this day. And we'll do tadig on this day. And let's go, chili. Let's do chili on this day. That will make my partner happy. And then we'll do the roast chicken, chicken soup. And then let's do cake, chicken stew. Now both my chicken soup and my chicken stew recipe are really, really easy to do. And I would normally be able to shoot both like one after the other. However, I also I jar, like a lot of these recipes, the chili gets jarred, the hamburger stew gets jarred, the Thai red curry gets jarred. So I want to, and jarring stuff takes a lot of energy to do, and so I'm trying to do like a day that I have to jar something, and then a day that I don't. And kind of alternate between, back again, this is all about how can I preserve my energy and my spoons, and what is a realistic expectation of what am I able to accomplish without, again, making myself so run down that I once again end up either with like a kidney infection or whatever. This is all about staying alive, keeping healthy, keeping like, yeah. Oh, pantry items. Let's do that on let me just make sure. Must-have items, and then yeah, pantry items. That's a nice thing to do in between. And then let's go back to oh, Mediterranean. No, oh, that's not a canning thing. We're doing that. Chili, soup, stew, pho. Already got that. That's yeah, Penang curry. Penang. On this day. And then the next thing on my list that is a freeze and not jar, I just skipped it, is the Middle Eastern rice bowl on this day. Oh, Kitty, leave the flash cell alone. And then next, let's go back to, we've got squash soup. That is the roast chicken. I got that. Matzo curry. On this day, and that's a jar day, so we're gonna do, I already have cake. Okay, let's go back here then. I got that. Wait, is that really done? No. Let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. What? Children's Pantry. Another one of the images. So, there is a chapter in the cookbook. I'm really excited about this, if this is real. I mean, seriously, if I can get this all... Okay, I'm about to do something that's gonna be, like, really WTF to make sure that I actually have everything scheduled out that I have left to shoot. I am so much further ahead in this cookbook than I thought that I was, like, right from the very beginning. And this is why I love to plan. This is why one of the best things I did to be able to meet all my deadlines was to move out of, because I was doing all of this, like, this exact same thing, but I was using Microsoft Planner because I have a Microsoft business account. And I was using Microsoft Planner, which is a great tool when you're planning with a team and there's lots of different moving parts with different departments. It is fantastic. But I needed to be able to I need to physically write it out, see it, visualize it. Other things were being missed when I switched to digital for a year, instead of doing things this way. But doing, like, using the weeks section in the Hobonichi as, like, buckets that you would find in Trello or in Planner or whatever things, and then the calendar basically for what I'm doing, and then the days for, like, longer lists. Like, if we go to, yeah, these were all the recipes that I was working on to figure out. Anyways, this is, doing it this way, I have somehow managed. So start K. Let me gather my thoughts here. I'm having an autistic moment. I'm trying to figure out how to best organize, how to explain how my brain works to somebody who may be neurotypical. So basically, like, I have color codes, and Gantt charts I actually use how we use them in development or in business or whatever, as, like, timelines, and then if I actually did things or not to track them. So everything in my photo shoot or my shoot day color, the days that it's actually this, I think. Yeah, the days that I'm setting aside for shooting, and based on how many images I had, and then like again blocking out when the different timelines are for my when I have to be available to my publisher, and when my deadlines are and stuff like that. And so like I had then I set many goals, like reach this word count by the end of this month, etc., etc. And when I did it this way, it kind of worked backwards. I've somehow managed to work in, like I finished my manuscript 2 weeks beforehand, which isn't really finished because I still have to print it out and do some more editing. But it's like I'm finding now that I have, like, when I originally planned this February, it was supposed to be shooting February every single day while also finishing my manuscript. Well, originally I wanted my manuscript done in January, and that didn't happen because I was sick. And so, like, yeah, January 20th was when originally I figured I would have my manuscript done and I would be able to start shooting. The reality was that I was in the hospital on New Year's, and then I was in the hospital later on, and so a lot of these write days I just could not do. And so I was still writing in February when I was supposed to be shooting. But because of the way that I planned things with buffer days, with the fact that I had more images already shot than I realized, there were some days where it's like, well, I'm feeling like crap, but I can still do recipe development or whatever. Anyways. So, but I think I have this done, and then it still gives me a couple weeks to edit everything, to get it formatted for the cookbook, to make them look cohesive, to do any reshoots that I may have to do, like, again, roast chicken. This may take 4 or 5 times, or maybe 4 or 5 nights in a row where we're having roast chicken for dinner, because I have to reshoot things. But let me rewrite down what I have left to shoot, and then once I see it in here, we'll cross it off. So must have items. So there's a chapter in my cookbook that is, if you're disabled, here are the items that you need to have in your kitchen, tools, accessibility aids, whatever, that you need to have in your kitchen so that you can cook if you have mobility issues or cognitive impairment, like brain fog or whatever. These items you need to have, and there are some items that are, like, not well known, and which is part of the reason why I created this book, because it's like, why aren't people talking about these items as accessibility aids? Because wow, they've changed my life. So yeah, some of those things I cannot describe them in a way that I think is actually helpful in the cookbook. So some items need pictures so people know what the crap I'm talking about. Okay, so and then pantry items. So there's also a chapter in my book that is, if you keep these things in your pantry at all times, then just over half of the recipes in this book you will be able to cook at any time whatsoever without any meal prep. You just go to your pantry and you shop and you cook, and in 10 minutes you're, like, done, and you just wait for the Instant Pot to do its thing and you're fed. And then paneer is homemade cheese, spices, like all the spice mixes, the breads. I just shopped that. Thai red curry. I still need to shoot. Aloo chana. And did I really Yeah, I threw away my note to freeze my cauliflower. Cora. Rice bowl. Matzo ball soup. What else? Filled pantry. Yeah, so the reason what the filled pantry image, what that is I have a chapter in the cookbook that goes through the benefits of like what is the best storage method, food storage method if you are disabled? Is it freezing? Is it canning? What is it? I go through the benefits of both like jarring your food under pressure, canning it, and freezing it. Why freezing actually leads to more food waste. It can be more inaccessible, especially if you have a chest freezer and you're a wheelchair user. They're not all that great. Um, but the stand up fridge or freezers that are like a fridge, those are way more expensive than a chest freezer, so cost becomes a factor. However, if you're doing pressure jarring, like I do, you have food like my pantry. You can quickly prepare 6 months worth of food and jar it and not have to cook. Like there's entire months where I don't cook because my pantry's full of food. However, if you are a spoonie like I am, I mean, it takes a lot of spoons to batch jar things. If I have an Instapot Max, which also is rated for pressure jarring, but you can only do 4 jars at a time, and some of my recipes are like 16 jars, and so I have to use my big canner. So again, but yeah, for that chapter, I'm taking an image of my pantry filled with all my home jar foods because it's just gonna. I was walking in there the other day and looking at it and like, wow, this would make a great picture, and I'm like, I should put that in the cookbook. So yeah, that's what that is. Filled pantry. Chili. Gotta shoot that still. Chicken soup. Check. And soup. This is going to make sense what I'm doing in a second. If you just want to stick with me here. Chicken stew. Pho. Penang curry. Massaman curry. And dum dum biryani. Sorry, just bear with me. This is absolutely going to make sense in a second. That is squash soup. Oh, cake. No, wait. Roast chicken. I'm losing my spot here. Cake with icing. I need to... Yeah, cake with icing. I'm going to put it... If you're an American, icing is frosting. I have a French buttercream chocolate mint to make the cake taste like an after 8 chocolate cake with icing. Okay. Back to here for a second. Squash soup. Hamburger stew. Tadig. And hash. Okay. That's what I have left to shoot. And let's see if I've actually scheduled everything. Okay. Matzo ball soup. Yes. Hold on. matzo ball soup right here. Crossing it off. I'll put this here so you can see what I'm doing. Matzo ball soup. I'm going to actually take a different color here. Let's do this one. So I know that it's actually, yes, done. Scheduled. Must have items. Yes. Must have items are scheduled. Paxi. Yes, that is scheduled. Sweet potato hash. Lots it off. Pakora. Cross that off. Paneer and spices. Cross those off. Dumb. I know I wrote it down, but where is it? Dum biryani. Must have items. I cross that off. Roast chicken right here. Aloo chana right here. Thai squash soup right here. Pho right here. Thai red curry. Yep, bread. Yep, hamburger stew. I know where I wrote it down. Right there. Tadig. Chili. Chicken soup. Cake with icing. Chicken stew. Pantry items. Right there. It's different than filled pantry. Penang curry, yes. Middle Eastern rice bowl. Masaman curry, filled pantry. Is everything crossed off my list? Yeah. There we go. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is almost done. I was hoping, because I have a lot of things already shot, like what I'm doing is as I shoot things and I have pages in here to put in the finished shots, so I can just look at it, and as I'm flipping through things, I can make sure that it has that the look and feel of the book is the same, even if it goes between like a lighter image between more of a, this is mid key, this is low key. I never shoot high key because people with different sensory issues cannot handle looking at high key images. So all my images are shot in a way that are that people with different sensory issues, including light sensitivity, which is very, very common for those of us who have certain autoimmune disorders. They can look at the images in the cookbook and feel warm and comfortable instead of being like, oh, ouch, that hurts my eyes, make it stop. I don't want to cook that recipe because the image is causing me pain. So, yeah, I wonder if I can quickly download them on my phone and give you a sneak peek of something that, hold on here. See if I can do this. Go into OneDrive. There's some things that I shot this past week. That is the wrong account. I need to be in Polaris Creative. Files. Cookbook. Where are we? Cookbook. Grip up the kitchen. Whoa, hold on. Things are downloading. You have to give it a minute to sync. So yes, this last week I got some shooting done. You know what we need to do though? So now that I know what I'm shooting next week, I was supposed to do my grocery shopping yesterday. Normally I shop on Friday to prep for my Monday start of my shooting week. I didn't do it yesterday. Why? Because I've had a lot of things going on that has required me to reschedule my week on a fly. A lot of unexpected circumstances. That's the word that I'm looking for. Unexpectedness. This hasn't all synced yet. Oh, here we go. Cookbook images. Finals. Let's open this. Oh, well, that is disappointing. I don't think it's gonna open. Oh, there we go. I mean, that's one of the butter chicken image that I just shot this past week. And then let's do that is misnamed. This should be doll. But hold on, let's wait for this to load. Come on. It's gonna take a minute. These files are like 300 megabytes. So let's do it in a way that's not so glary. The light, my light is like causing these to be. I mean, this is not blown out like it is here in real life, but my light source is causing these images to be blown out on my phone. What else is done? Yeah, this is another image that. This is more of a mid-key image when it comes up. Let's wait for it to load. Here we go. And again, it's blown out in the live stream. I have my camera on automatic. The camera I'm using to live stream is my actual Canon mirrorless camera, and I have it on automatic focus and on automatic the f-stop. I have it on automatic for the exposure, automatic exposure, and so it's causing these to be a bit blown out. Anyways, so what else? So here's a process shot of the paneer, and I may actually go with this instead of shooting the paneer again. I don't know. I mean, I like it. It might be good to have in there somewhere in the cookbook as some type of ephemera. I don't know. Maybe when I have a whole section on how to use this cookbook or whatever that needs to be broken up with some imagery. We'll see. So, yeah, what am I shooting? Let's move to February, folks. Did I even... Yes. I did not. No. Jules, what are you even doing? Okay, so I obviously did not... Here, hold on. Let me move some stuff around. What color am I using for February? It's like a purpley color. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, I guess. That is... we got January here. What? January, February. I think I use this for February. It's really hard to tell. January, February, March. Do I have January? Okay, well, what tab do I need? December, January. I think I'm just going to continue using this and do an ombre this way. So February. We are... I mean, there's no even a place to put... I'm going to have to do it like... Let's do it like this. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, close enough. Let's do this. Interesting. Okay. Put my tabs back here. Slide this back. Okay. Back to the shopping list. We're on this week. I already have everything for this. I believe I have everything for this already too. Did I bring out my cookbook to here? Hold on, I'm looking for something. Or did I leave it in the other kitchen? I think I left it in the kitchen, but I'm pretty sure we'll go to my website, my cooking website, and see if I have. Pretty sure I ordered, what's it called? Parsnips. Okay, I already have the app, so close that, close and accept. Let's do some search. Looking for matzo ball soup. If you're curious where I'm, my website, my cooking website, which I'm not updating with recipes right now because I can't, because of my contract. So yeah, I have, let's go to Disabled Kitchen and Garden. If you want, there's some recipes that are not quite finalized, but there's a handful of things that, handful of recipes on there. So I have water, chicken pieces. I have carrots. I think I have celery, but I'm gonna write it down to double check. I may already have that. I have a leek. I know that. I have yellow onions. I have cloves. I need to get some fresh thyme. Normally, I have fresh thyme growing, and I have parsley growing in my Aero Gardens. I do hydroponic gardening with the Aero Garden Farm Plus, and normally I have those things, but I'm currently in between growings. I have onion powder, butter, salt. Oh, I do have dried dill. I do have dried parsley, matzo ball soup, doop, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Need more of those. Chicken thighs. Celery, parsnips, yes. Thyme, parsley, got it. Whole peppercorns. Okay, so got most of the things for that. Oh, the soup is just so good when it's done. Let me tell you, so good. Matzo ball soup, Jewish chicken soup is the best. Okay, so that's that. I have everything for. Oh, I need jam. I think yes, jam. I'm gonna go with strawberry. No, actually, I think I have some. I'm gonna put a question mark. I have everything for the sweet potato hash. I have for the pakora, and I have everything for that. So this is what I need to buy for next week's shoots because I already have most of the things. It's just a couple small things that I have to buy. So that's gonna go on my shopping list for today. Gotta do that. How much time do I have left with y'all? You want to sit with me while I do some planning? Yeah, because I'm gonna do the sweet potato cat. This is a 3-day cook. Sorry, I'm right now kind of figuring to myself what because so matzo ball soup, for those of you who have not cooked it before, you have to do the broth on one day, and then you let it sit so you can take the fat off, and keep the fat to freeze it to use for other things. And then you do the matzo balls 2 days, matzo balls and the soup the next day. And if I'm doing mozzarella, I mean, I could shoot it on that day. I'm just trying to think. So how am I going to shoot the matzo ball soup? Because matzo ball soup, I mean, you have the matzo balls in it, but there are some things about it that are different from traditional. The trick that I'm currently trying to figure out is how do I make the matzo ball soup image, the chicken soup image, like the Northern European chicken soup as compared to the kosher Passover Jewish chicken soup. How do I make those images different? And then to complicate things even more, how do I differentiate those two images from the chicken stew images? Because again, it's like one of those things when you're deciding on how you're shooting the spice mixes that are going to be in a cookbook. And normally, how this works is there would be somebody else who is the artistic director for the book who makes these decisions, and basically the design team lets the cookbook author and the photographer, this is how it works when the author is not also the photographer, like I am. The art director and design department would let the photographer know what they're shooting, and they would give them the recipes to work with a food stylist and a specialized cook to cook everything and shoot everything for the book. I'm also playing the role of artistic developer or artistic manager for the cookbook when it comes to the images and what images go in. I'm not in charge of the overall cookbook design, but I am the artistic director when it comes to the shoots. That's the word I was looking for, director. And so my challenge is because the chicken soup recipe that's Northern European as compared to the matzo ball soup recipe, which is Eastern European, and the chicken stew recipe, they are actually three very different dishes. But they have the possibility of being photographed so they look similar. Like with the matzo ball soup, the carrots and the celery and are like bigger chunks. There's also the matzo ball. There is no actual, like, the onion and the leeks get taken out of the soup. It's not served. There's also like, so I the um turnips, parsnips are also big chunks. So that differentiates it from the Northern European chicken stew, which is like slices of carrots and smaller cubes, and the onions actually stay in. And then the stew is thicker and gravier and whatever, so there's that way. But there's still, I need to like have the scene. If we were to look at the image for, so this is the Mexican beef casserole that is in my cookbook, and you can see like there's things in the background that talk about the whole meal, what you can serve it with, and then same as the Dukeable borscht, in the background you can see there's some cabbage and there's carrots and there's the green peppers and there's different elements of what is in the soup is in the background of the image. And I plan to do the same with the chicken soup, like when the chicken soup or the chicken stew goes really good with the cornbread recipe that's in my cookbook. And so I'll have the cornbread in the background of the chicken stew. Anyway, it's setting a scene. It's creating a story. I mean, like with a salad, there's pears in it, so there's pears in the background. This tells a story that with Thai food, with rice, in Thai cuisine, you do not use chopsticks for rice. You use spoons, and forks are used to used to scoop stuff, and like you use forks to shovel stuff on the spoon, and the spoon is what you actually eat with. And so that's why this is laid out this way, is because it shows could the balls be shot separately? That is a very good question. And I could shoot the balls separately as well as in the soup, because in the cookbook, the matzo balls are also their own recipe. So the way that the recipes are laid out in the cookbook, I group stuff together because there are certain disabilities that are like neurodivergences, ADHD, autism for one, where if things are separated and somebody has to go hunting and hunting for something that they need, they're less likely they're going to make it. So the matzo balls are a great snack on their own. So I have the matzo ball as its own recipe, but in the matzo ball soup recipe, it has the matzo, the soup, the chicken soup, and then directly and the creating the matzo balls is part of the matzo ball soup recipe, and that's why it's done over days. Um, so I could have like the matzo balls also on the side because I'm not doing a separate image of just the matzo balls for the matzo ball recipe on its own. This is one of the things where when things are also a component in another recipe, where to save time and to save energy, we're not doing more shots than are absolutely necessary. So yes, that is another way. So the matzo balls will be in the soup. I could also put them on the side. I could create more matzo balls than are actually in the recipe. So that is one thing. So normally what I do, and so yeah, matzo balls in the shot to differentiate them. But it's thinking, let's see, I don't know if you watched my videos before, but I sketch out my images before shoots. They don't always end up being, let's see if I have one from, let's do, I have one from last month. Here we go. Okay, so that one's not colored in. So that was not going to do good on the camera. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. So yeah, so I'm just trying to, that's matzo meal recipe. I have a shoot in here. I swear. Maybe I did it this month. I mean, everything is so blurry right now. Honestly, here we go. So here's I have a tomato soup recipe in the cookbook that has spices that are typically associated with Indian cuisine in them. And so what I do is I sketch out the shoots beforehand, and even the final shot may not necessarily be this. I can actually show you. I tried this. I mean, this is like the soup is going to be here, and I was going to have a swirl of coconut milk on the top. It's a blue bowl on a black plate. I was going to have 3 tomatoes, and then have a bun here because you eat it with the bun, and have a napkin. And I have like this wood. I have actual reclaimed barn wood that is cut in slats that I use as a photography backdrop. So that is what my vision for the shoot was. And that was the starting point. And then when I actually shot it, I did not like it at all. It was not working. And it was going to be flat lay, like straight down. Nothing was working for it. I think it's because I've seen the shot 100 times. I mean, who hasn't seen the swirl shot? And this, again, it's going to be an issue when I shoot my squash soup, the Thai squash soup, because they look very similar, even though they're completely different dishes. They look similar, and so I have to figure out how to differentiate them. Right here, I'm just trying to get the this one isn't the cut one, but in the end, it ended up being this. I mean, you still see the napkin. The napkin is squared. It's not just tossed. I ended up taking the swirl. I didn't like it, so I created like a rose effect with it. I took out the tomatoes because they were distracting, and I just left the corner of the bun showing, and I mean, they're similar, but they're not exactly. I mean, this one is, I cropped it closer in than what I had originally envisioned it. And so what I have to do right now is, and the reason why I do this is not necessary, and I don't always pre-sketch my shoots, but my energy levels have not been the greatest, and so to save time, to be more efficient on shoot days, I sketch things, so it's basically, I sketch things. Oh, I just bent this book. I sketch things. I make a list of all the equipment and props I'm going to need for that shot, and I grab the recipe so that when it comes to cooking and shoot day, I don't have to hunt around and figure out what do I need and spend 3 hours making sure I have all the equipment. I just have to grab my list and away I go. So, but it's one of those things where I'll put the matzo balls in, but I'm still worried that it still might be a little bit too same but different for the publisher in the end, and I might end up having to do a reshoot or something. But yeah, I can. So what I'm envisioning for the soup is basically the same for the matzo ball soup. It's basically the same angle as this Dukkha borscht. I like this angle. I think it works. A lot of people do the top down for soup. I like the diner's perspective is my favorite angle for food because it's like you're sitting there, you're looking down, like this is what you see when you're sitting at the table, ready to eat. It brings the viewer into the dish more. Top down feels, I don't know if it's just my brain that feels this way, but when I look at top down images, I feel like I'm a ghost, like hovering above, and I feel removed from the dish. I don't feel like it's inviting me in. It's like just staring there like, haha, you're a ghost and you can't have it. Where this pulls me in. So, like for the matzo ball soup, again, it's completely, I have to also think about when I'm shooting, I also have to think about what recipe is going to be on either side, so that, okay, say if I have a soup recipe on where the bowl is on the left, for the next image I'm going to want the weight of the image, the focus to either be more on the right side or centered. I don't want to have two images that are heavy to the left. So that's another thing I have to think about when I am shooting the images, is what recipe comes directly before and after the thing. And if I'm gonna quickly pull up my if I can do this. I have a certain order already in the table of contents. My publisher and my editor, and this is another thing that normally doesn't happen. Normally the publisher has huge say over what order the cookbook or the recipes are in, but because my cookbook is so, it's not typical, the recipes are ordered not like, you know how in a lot of cookbooks they're ordered like, here's all your beef recipes and here's all your dessert recipes and your chicken and your sides and your salads or whatever. Instead, my cookbook is ordered according to how much time it takes to prep the meals, aka how much energy you have to use, how many spoons. And so there's one section that takes little effort, low prep time. Another section that's some effort and medium prep times, and low prep times are anywhere up to 15 minutes. Some effort, medium prep times are anywhere from 20 minutes to half an hour, and then another section which only has 4 recipes, because there's no point in having a cookbook for disabled people if they can't use it. So 4 recipes, but they're integral to, they're cultural dishes that are integral to people, and that's all your spoons. And the matzo ball soup is one of those, because it takes a lot of days and a lot of energy to do it over days. And so for the matzo ball soup, yeah, on one side I have the Dukkha borscht, and then on the other side of it right now I have samosa. Okay, so the samosa is done. The samosa image is actually like this in reality, and it's cut down a bit. So, I mean, the samosa is pretty even weighted, so it really doesn't pay much influence into how I shoot and set up the matzo ball soup. However, the Duke borscht, which comes right before it, it has the soup is weighted to the left. So when I do the matzo ball soup, I'm going to want the soup on this on the right side of the image. And so like this is I sketch things out and I think about it beforehand. I think this is correct. I'm just going to do this for now, just to start putting in my head that I'm going to want the soup to be like right about here. Because yeah, that's that intersection, and then we'll have some matzo balls in it, and it's gonna have some big chunks, and then maybe a bowl right here with more matzo balls, and then maybe right here I could have a tray that has the leeks in it, or some onions or carrots. The thing is, that's kind of same to this, so why would I do like that backwards? So instead, because I want to create a triangle, because triangles create movements in the image, so it's like, okay, so I have a bowl of soup here, I have a bowl of matzo balls here, what can I put in this back corner here? I mean, I could put another bowl of soup that's kind of like just in the frame, so it looks like there's more people there. And I could put another bowl down here that's just in frame, to bring this up and create a triangle this way with the matzo balls here. But then this breaks outside of the rule of odds and evens. You always want to have an uneven amount of subjects in the frame, because when it's two things, your brain naturally wants to pair things, and so your brain is too busy trying to like match things up and pair them, as opposed to focusing on the subject. So then I have to make another decision. Do I put a fourth bowl? And then so these are all things I have to think about as I'm shooting the cookbook. What comes before it? What comes after it? What does the image look like that is directly before it? And I could probably just get away with the main hero being right here, doing some matzo balls here. If I'm going to do like the farm tray that has the vegetables that are in the soup, then I have to make it look different than this one. I have to figure out how I'm going to differentiate it so it's not, so people don't get bored looking at the images. Is basically my challenge with this one. I already have, what else am I shooting next week? So this one, I actually tried this one once before, and so pakshi are Polish donuts, and they are powdered donuts, and this is like the originator of powdered donuts, but also, and this is part of my background, but they're also used as a different name and slightly prepared differently during different Jewish holidays and festivals, but unlike powdered donuts that you buy in the store, the icing sugar, and I can't think of the name for people who are not part of like Canada or Australia or England. American English has a different name for icing sugar. It's like powdered sugar, snow. Maybe you call it powdered sugar in the U.S. for my American watchers. I'm not sure. But the icing sugar will melt and dissolve and create a glaze. So when I do this, it has to be like, I cannot let the donuts sit. And last time I tried to do this, I thought, I'm going to be really, really smart. I'm going to cook my donuts the night before, and then in the morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to, I set the scene up. I had it all laid out. I covered the donuts overnight. I woke up the next day and the icing sugar had turned into a glaze, and suddenly I couldn't do that. So powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, thank you very much for that one, Money 2 show. Yes, so um, that's another thing you have to think about when I'm shooting. I already know what this image is going to look like. I already have like it's the plate of donuts and then a cup of tea, like tea, dessert type thing scene, and maybe some jam on a plate or something because they're filled with jam. I already know basically how these shots are going to look because I already have them either sketched out. Like for the sweet potato hash, it's made with sweet potatoes, red onions, butternut squash, some spices, and it's going to be the hash, and it's going to have squash in the background or something. Or I might just do like a full close up of the hash, similar to where did they go? So this image for these scones that are air fryer scones in the cookbook, I've actually cropped it so it's like just this. And I'm thinking something similar for the hash because it's that same bring you in warm comfort. I just put it in my face. There's certain dishes that are so there's so much of a staple to somebody's, like they're the cornerstones, touchstone dishes. And so I'm thinking the hash, I might just do something very, very close up where everything is and such a, like maybe at a f3 f2.8, so that everything behind it is like very, very full bouquet, and all you're basically worried about is what's making up the hash. So, and I just realized the time. It's time to start wrapping things up here. So as I said somewhat earlier in the stream, and if you missed it, I will not be here next Saturday because until I'm done principal photography for this book, and I'm glad that after sketching it out today and taking that time to do it, I was so stressed out, and I do this to myself. I don't give myself enough credit for the planning, but now after like figuring this out and seeing that I'll still have 2 weeks left, after I still have 2 weeks in case I have to skip a day, or I have to shoot another day, I can make up. I have lots of time to make up shoots before I have to get the images to my publisher on April 1st. So that was a good thing to get done today. I'm feeling a lot better about this. I was having a bit of a meltdown, getting overwhelmed by all of this. So yeah, because this is I realized that I need more time. I need to have down days. I cannot power through. I just cannot do it. I thought I would be like, yeah, this is gonna be great fun, and I can power myself through this. I'm invincible, but I'm not. So that means we will not have a live stream next week because I have it set aside for and the great thing about this, looking at it, I only have 2 Saturdays that I've decided that I'm going to be shooting on, and if all of a sudden next Saturday rolls around and again I decide, you know what, I can't do anything, I need a personal day, it's no big deal. And these 2 things are already prepared. I just have to like lay it down and shoot it. I might like have enough energy one day where it's like, whoa, I can do multiple things today. But yeah, so instead of next week, we will be here live. The next live plan with me will be on February 26th, where you grab whatever it is that you plan with, and we sit down and we chit chat and we plan together. And you could even just, whatever you're doing, it could be art, it could be doing memory keeping, it doesn't matter. And I am hoping that on Monday, because Monday I actually don't have a shoot, it's like starting some cooking and making sure I have some measures down. Congratulations on your progress. Enjoy your break time. Oh, thank you very, very much. Yes, I'm so excited. what day did I finish? I actually wrote it down. Back up here for a second. I have about 5 minutes before my battery won't start getting angry. I finished I think it was Wednesday. We'll double check this. Yes, it was Wednesday that I finished I entered the last recipe in my cookbook, and it was 52,000 words. I still have there's a couple small things like the index, the introduction, and whatever, but the actual bulk of what is due to my editor is done, and now I have 2 weeks to kind of take it easy and do some edits and do some like light filming or whatever, shooting. So yeah, I'm hoping on Monday that I will do, because I'm behind on it, but my January has been I have to do a flip through for January. So that will be posted hopefully sometime next week to tide you all over until the next live time with me. So yeah, until the 26th when we chit chat again and do this again. Stay healthy, stay safe, wear your masks, do all the stuff. Use your layers of protection, as Dr. Bonnie Henry would say, and enjoy the coming of spring. Until next time, bye.